Like, this isn't even a song. They're just kind of like tapping a xylophone, I feel like. Look at this cop behind Fatu here. Like, Doug Dillinger's power tripping, you can tell. Getting to tell all these other cops what to do.
You know, you took the words right out of my mouth, Lance. 595 pounds of Wild Samoan. That is
These guys rule.
Yeah, I bet you that there's a lot of thought gone into this by the champions themselves. Talking about Brian and Z. They don't approach it lightly.
Like, I know Rikishi's the big Fatu run, the big money run. God, this era, like from like 89 through like 93, 94, so good. He moves so well. Z-Man and Flying Brian. You know, it's because of Brian Pillman's balls that we have to put up with Lexus King. For that, he should have been castrated. That sounds mean, but it's Lexus King.
I don't know why they love these guys. Actually, they kind of make me sick.
Yeah, Doug Dillinger was a cop. I think he was like a sheriff in North Carolina. Yeah, this is the point, Soggy Hydrox, where like they're called the Samoan SWAT team sometimes. They're called the Wild Samoans other times. And then there's other times where they're just the Samoans. Yeah, Yokozuna, I think, was working the AWA as Kukina at this point.
And yet, they are willing to risk a title shot against a team as
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, Doug Dillinger's a cop in like name only. Like he's the guy that you like hire to like drive around an apartment complex for an hour just to make sure nobody's like outside, I don't know, smoking weed. Typical lazy cop bullshit.
They have not lost a single bout on television. They have been most impressive. They've always had a
Willie Zoot,
but they have
thank you for cheering once again. Satan and headbanging and all that stuff. It would have been dope if Van Hammer just eventually became a Satanist. That would have been a dope turn for the character.
of the Wild Samoans.
Hidden
Referee.
major stash.
I'll tell you what, speaking about their record, you know, you mentioned that they've never been beat on TV. Kind of reminded me of like Michael and I. You know, we've never been beat on TV either. Okay, you don't have to get into it. You don't have to.
Yeah, Dillinger's definitely a free food cop. He's a free food cop. He's he's not the type of cop that stops you from bootlegging in the crowd. Listen to how loud this building is. People are into this. Hooting and hollering. They're hooting. They are hooting. Not so much hollering. They're more stomping than hollering. But
Well, you know, Lance, I can't blame
yeah, Yoko had a match with Andre in 92 in Mexico. He had one with Sergeant Slaughter that's on YouTube. From like 90 that I watched recently. Thank you, Cajun Jungle Tiger. It was fun. And Bill DeMott reached out to me about the Van Hammer thing. And he was like, if you ever want me to just like go off about how much I hate Van Hammer, I'd be more than happy to like do an interview. And like, I don't do interviews, but thanks. Oh, cool. Miami native incident 73.
Once again, I don't like to repeat myself, but you're talking about almost 600 pounds of some wild individuals.
Okay, the referee.
I love wrestling. In wrestling, you could just get away with being like, yeah, this is 600 pounds of wild carcass. Like, imagine if like NBA commentary was like, yeah, that's 350 pounds of wild Shaq. What? These fans are pissed at these Samoans. That's the cool thing about the Samoans at this time. Whether it be like here or like the Islanders in the WWF, they got to actually have personalities that weren't like, meat from Nobody really looks like Van Hammer apart from DDP Brian because he doesn't look human. Like, I saw some recent pictures from like the last 5 years of Hammer. He literally looks more like an alien than that kid from the commercial that I argued is not an alien because he was born on Earth. Hey, Rack Diesel. Yes, this is Zeman and Pillman against the Midnight Express feud era. Yeah, head shrinkers are super underrated. They have some of the best squash matches in TV wrestling history. Hey, Adam. Yeah, Doug Dellinger is Paul Blurton. I'm surprised, like, somebody at the end of WCW didn't give him like a mall cop thing. Like, I know mall cops weren't like quite a funny joke yet, but I'm sure Doug Dellinger has multiple times pitched. What if I do this on TV? Like, hey, I'll go to the power plant if you guys want me to wrestle. I'll do it, I promise.
The tag. Here comes flying Brian. Axe handles right across the upper arm. Turns it over.
Yeah, that Fatu top rope splash of the 4 he did a couple times is the craziest shit.
I couldn't believe it, but Tom Zenk actually thought of something and arm dragged the guy.
Z-Man out. Flying Brian in. Hanging on tight at that wrist. Look out.
Always love when wrestlers do this. Like, I know it's like cueing, like, hey, let's move on to the next thing, but it's just funny. Ow, it hurts so much, I'm gonna slap it.
Boy, what a shot.
Well, you know what power they have behind them when they throw a chop or when they throw a headbutt like that, Lance.
Ooh, Brian taking the hard way out of the ring.
Brian knows it down on the floor. He's followed there and back after him on the floor. The referee hollering. Get him back.
Referee is hollering. Crowd's not hollering, they're hooting and stomping. Referee is hollering. That's right, WCW Backstage Assault, where Doug Dillinger gonna stand like this and wrestle, yeah.
Flying Brian, I think he might have some kind of something in his boots.
Yeah, he does.
Spring around like that. I can't believe he's springing up in the air.
Yeah, super. It is weird. Like, everybody got to be a character at the end of WCW. Like, Doug Dillinger's the one employee that didn't, like, at least become like a manager. Like, the ring truck guy became one of the most memorable characters of the era. Breakfast.
We're going to have a battle between the WILD Samoans. The crowd, look at it.
I love that spot. They would do it on house shows. That was a head trigger spot on a lot of house shows in the WWF too. I've seen some fan cams. Probably from that guy in the front row. But like, they would like tease, oh, we're gonna fight, and the crowd would go fucking crazy. This match is good so far. Yes, Peter Crawford. Good stuff. These people love Brian Pillman, and they hate these Samoans.
They're here having a great time with the NWA action. Tied up, collar and elbow. Once again, too much speed out of Z.
Too much speed out of Z. I love Lance Russell calling him Z. His first name is Z. Buddy Lee Parker, I believe, was in Mayhem. Peter Crawford. I think like him and Bobby Blaze did mocap for Mayhem, so they got to be in the game.
No question about it. That Samoan sidekick throttled flying Brian.
Oh, I bet you anything, Doug Dillinger has heat with the Atlas security guys. Like, they would like pop up like on the like one night stand and like show up in like the video packages, everyone like reminiscing about ECW. And Doug Dillinger's like, why not me? Is it because I lost Bret Hart's jacket? Hey, Rowan Fresh. Feeling erotic. Much like Mr. Fontaine himself. Dude, Alpha throwing Samu into the Rumble by his hair was a dope entrance. Cajun Jungle Taker. Oh, yeah.
Making their move right now. Pounding in on Flying Brian.
I hate that MMA killed the throat thrust. Nobody does the throat thrust anymore. Yeah, nobody was thrilled with how everybody met at Squared Circle. Again, I told the story on Twitter. I love it. Ultimo Dragon didn't think that like this little kid would know who he was, and then Noli like drops knowledge about the friggin' J Crown. He's like, this kid knows me. I'm like, hell yeah. And he loved getting to hold the TNA World Tag title, which you facilitated, Jonathan. And getting to meet Brian Myers.
Pressure points on each side of the neck.
Well, you know, Lance, he probably wanted to get up real bad, but you know, after taking those chops like that and that headbutt and everything.
Yeah, WCW was hoarding all of the territory's best commentators at this point. Like, freaking Lance Russell doing B shows. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Jonathan. So, my son Noli, his freaking wrestling name is Amazing Dragon. It's from Ultimo Dragon. Like, I'm raising such a little wrestler. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, Brenda, because I see the little crumpled up white. Are they like drinking wine samples in the crowd? Seriously, how many matches at WrestleMania this weekend are going to have the heat of this random ass Samoans versus Z-Man and Flying Brian match? Or is it Z? That's awesome, Jonathan. Very cool. So yeah, everyone, after you're done watching this, go check out the Major Wrestling Figure Pods Squared Circle Expo vlog. Colt Cabana, Hooligan, Big Sweetheart. When Noli went up to Cabana, Cabana got tipped off by a friend of ours that Noli has been watching those Maven videos, and he was very into the one where Maven like teaches you how to make a blade, like make a gig. And Cabana's like, "Hey kid, you got a gig?" And Noli was very tickled by that. Hey, referee Vinny Lax. Yeah, Dragon Sleeper rules, and it's very simple. Just put a guy under your armpit. Bootleg guy in the front row is hooting and hollering. Hey, Stephen J. Neptune, man. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you bringing the flat soda and stale crackers. Have a seat. Join the chat. We're having fun. I used to have Galoobs. Peter, I had Sting, I had Luger, I had Flair, I had Barry, Sid, Steiners, and Ron Simmons. And then my mom got rid of them when I went to college. And they were worthless anyway. I like when I was a kid, I would color red marker all over them. It was like I ran a damn deathmatch fed. I love Z-Man here. Like making different faces for like every second that he's in the hold. Like now the cop's gonna go talk to people in the front row, not when the guy's recording the damn show. This is throat thrusts again. I hate that MMA has like made people super like hyper realistic focused striking or whatever. Like we need throat thrusts back in our wrestling.
And he catches him with a clothesline and Z out on the floor. Brian trying to get the referee. Go get him back there. Whoa.
Well, you know, Lance, Z-Man is making a few mistakes
Z-Man.
tonight, and I think he's going to learn from his mistakes.
Very cool mask here. Yeah, I had Run. I don't know why I didn't have Butch.
The mistake they made was not bringing a
Z-Man just be on the belly of the dolls. That's a good one, Sluggy Hydrox. I'm a big fan of that kind. Oh, a lot of feet showing. Don't give those away for free. Rubbing that armpit all up in Z-Man's face. I've talked about it many a time. Scuffle and Hillbilly, thank you so much for the sub. I never beg for them, but I always say it's like my Deca. I put them in a syringe, shove them up my butt. Give me strength. An Elegante Mattel would be fantastic. And the thing is, I think it could happen with some of the stuff they're putting out. Like, we're getting a UWF Bubba Rogers.
I don't think he made it, Lance. I don't think he really made it. The referee didn't see it. It was like almost an inch away. It was like one of the things, you know.
Like nerve holds. Again, another thing MMA killed. I don't see enough nerve holds. Every once in a while, somebody will do it. For the most part, it's not realistic enough. Well, I think we're getting an elite Bull Nakano. I think it's coming. I think she's going to be in the video game next year. I think she's getting a figure. Thank you so much for the kind words, Scuffle and Hillbilly. By the way, no off the grid this week because of WrestleMania. I'll be back the following Sunday. So, just a programming note there.
Mind his own business and wait for that. What are you going to do when your partner's over there getting double teamed by a couple of guys and the referee's not looking? Well, you're supposed to stand there and wait till your partner comes over and tag, or you're not supposed to come in.
That's true, Commodore Amigo. Yeah, one of the heads is big. I like that they do that with some of the elites. Like, they give you parts so you can make other eras of the wrestler. Like the Sid that comes with the cloth singlet, and then you could take it off, and he's like tights, like Trunk Sid. I'm with you, Refs' Wizards. Just fucking claw home. Like Satnam Singh should be crushing everybody's head in AEW. Jimmy Garvin is the guy that started the WrestleMania song. Are you guys ready for the Survivor Series? Seriously, that's one of the coolest things that came out of the Hidden Gems section of the WWE Network, was finding that random thing out. I'm sure that'll happen with the major boys. We'll get a Bone Cruncher. I saw they had the Bone Cruncher Ultimo Dragon set up at Squared Circle Expo this weekend. And I got to see it, and it looks really good. Like, Ultimo's green gear is some of the most toyetic wrestling gear ever. I did see the Billy Graham Harley Race Gorilla and Muhammad Ali 4-pack. I think that Gorilla looks great.
You're right, he has no business in there. C-Man has no business in the ring. Over the top rope should be an automatic disqualification.
Boom. Don't do that shit to a Samoan.
A double headbutt with Brian outside the rope.
Wait, did Nick Patrick call it? Was that the bell?
And the referee trying to break it up with the two of them in there. Oh my, he just pushed the referee.
See, that's cause for a disqualification. You push the referee.
Shove the referee out of the way.
Not when you both headbutt a dude. Yeah, the Legends of Lucha Ultimo's dope too. Again, that green gear that he has, you can't make a bad figure. Just the colors pop so well. Yes, I love Lance Russell. Like, he's enough of a car salesman that it adds some drama to it, but he's sincere enough that you believe him. Gary Michael Cabeta's the best. I think he's my favorite ring announcer of all time.